This is the gruvebox. I'm building a device that lets anyone, including kids, make a beat in minutes and upload it to the internet to share with friends safely and easily. Gruvebox is a prototype and I'm working toward a Kickstarter. First, let's program in a drum beat. I'm going to start by putting in the kicks. Next, I'm going to use the sound that's a kick and a clap together. Kick, snare, clap, kick and snare, kick and clap. For this last section, we're going to program in a tom fill. And I'm going to add a tom right here. Let's listen to that. Now I want to speed up the tempo. I can do this by turning up my tempo knob. Okay, so we have the beginnings of a beat. Now I want to talk about the chord progression, which we can see down here. First, I'm going to turn the knob here to the chord mode, and if I press a pad, you'll hear some chord sounds. Now, those chord sounds will actually change in time based on this chord progression I have selected. Here we can see it says A minor, G, F, G. But we can change that if we push this silver knob. We can make this A minor, for example, an E minor. Let's make this G and F. Let's turn this into a G, and let's end with A minor. Now we can put in our chord pattern. For now, I'll just put in one at the beginning of each bar. There you can see how the chord is already going to change according to the chord progression I have selected. Let's hear how this sounds. It sounds to me like it's developing a little too fast. Let's go here to this length of bar and let's change it to a 4-bar loop. Let's add a little character by putting in some more chord hits. Now we need a bass line. Let's go to bass. Bass will also change based on the chord, but we can actually cycle through the root, the third, the fifth, and the eighth. And 2 chromatic notes. We'll come back to those later. For now, let's do the same thing and just add the root notes on the beginning of each bar. To develop a bass line, I'm actually going to walk through the root, the third, and the fifth. For a little bit of character, let's add a few of those chromatic notes. Next, I want to show you that by turning these knobs, we can instantly change the sound of each of the parts. So first we'll play with the chord sound. I found one I liked. Now we'll change the bass sound. Next, I want to bring in this percussion loop. The percussion loop will just simply add a bit of character over the top of our beat. Finally, we can play with the drum kit. Now, I think I'd like to try a different chord progression. Let's try that. Lastly, our beat needs a lead. The way lead works is it will record the sounds I play during playback and then simply loop them back over. The gruvebox will actually also let us repeat everything we did for a totally different section. Pushing this white knob will change our section to B. And on B, we get to choose a new chord progression, we can assign new sounds, and we can set up a whole new beat. Let's listen to hear what's on B. During playback, pushing the button will live change the section. That a beat is really just the information. It's really just instructions about how a beat should be performed. If you think about sheet music, it's just instructions for how the symphony orchestra should play each of their parts. If you're familiar with MIDI, it's the same concept. You're just telling the computer what notes to play when. With gruvebox, because we've recorded all of the information that someone has put into making their beat, all we have to do is present that information back in a format that computers can understand, which we do here with this QR code. So the premise is this: you can make a beat and keep iterating with your beat until you're happy with it, and then it just takes your or your parents' smartphone to scan the beat, and with one click you can get your beat onto the internet and you can share it with a friend or relative. And I'm still working this part out, but I'd like to be able to let people upload that beat to YouTube with another one-click process. As you've probably noticed, gruvebox is in a prototype shape. It is a wooden box that in the inside is full of a tangled mess of wires. So what I'm asking is that if you like this concept, that someone could quickly and easily make a fun little beat that they can share with their friends, then you can help me by liking this video or dropping a comment, and that will let me know that people are actually interested. I will continue developing this into a full-fledged Kickstarter. For the curious, if you scan the QR code or you just go to this website, gruvebox.studio, there you can also join the waitlist if you want to drop your email. That also helps for the Kickstarter development. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.